It's another great question. I think really the key to success, not that I'm perfect in any way, I'm not, when it comes to following Jesus. Like, I've made mistakes and poor decisions like everyone else has in the world. But I think it really comes from living for an audience of one. Like, you're not searching for the approval of people. Like, cool, if others are impressed by you, if others applaud you, that's nice. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but never let that be the thing that you live for. Like, if you're living for an audience of one, if your sole focus is just to be concerned with pleasing God, then I think that's really going to take you a long way just in your walk with Christ. In addition to that, something that, as you were talking, I was thinking about what you and Maddie do so well, is like, I think people think in order to have an effective witness for Christ, like, you got to always be like preaching and like being so vocal about your faith, which are great things to do. But I'm more of the train of thought that maybe a more effective witness is not necessarily always shoving the gospel at the people in your life who don't know Jesus, but just honestly living holy. The word holy means to live set apart. It's like a natural side effect of your faith is you just naturally being set apart from how, I hate using like the term, which is, I don't know why it's a weird pet peeve of mine, like the term world. I feel like it's like, can sometimes come across as condemning sometimes, but I'm gonna use it for right now. Like, you'll naturally just be set apart from the world by how you live and the convictions you live by and the things you refuse to compromise on. And sometimes I like to call like the peace that surpasses all understanding that Philippians 4 talks about, that you receive when you're a Christ follower and you're only concerned with pleasing that audience of one, being God. I like to define the peace that surpasses all understanding as peace that does not make sense to people around you when they see the problems you're facing, because the peace you have will seem unproportional to them. They'll look at the problems you have and the peace you have, and they'll say, your problems are way too big to have peace like you have right now. But the peace you have will make sense to you. Because while people are measuring your problems up against your peace, you'll be measuring your peace up against the power of the God that you serve. So like, as you live set apart, just living a life of purity, and I don't think purity means being perfect. I think it just means doing the best you can to protect yourself from temptation. And as you do that, God will give you that peace that surpasses all understanding, and people are going to take notice of how you're not freaking out during times that you should be freaking out under, and they're going to be like, Janine, Maddie, what is it you have that I don't? Because I see what you're going through. I see what you're struggling with. I see what seems so unfair in your life, and you're not cursing God. You're not freaking out. You're not throwing in the towel. You're not waving the white flag. There's something different about you that none of my other friends seem to have, and the only difference between you and them seems to be that you refuse to do certain things. So tell me about this God you have a relationship with.
Wow.
And I think that's really what the key to success is in any context, at any age, but especially for young adults, find success in your spirituality.